Alright guys, so we're back with some more of Relapse mod. As we can see now, Yuri's here, as we're supposed to be watching a movie with her? Something like that? Yeah, I think it was watching a movie. Get the knuckles cracking. And we're ready. Hello, Mikey. All words escape me in this situation. God, she looks good. Huh? Oh. Sorry, Yuri. I guess I'm just not used to seeing you outside of school. You look nice, by the way. Okay. Thank you. Okay, silence. May I come in? You're already inside, though. I immediately feel every cell in my body screaming at me. Of course. I mentally scold myself as I close the door behind her. Calm down, it's just Yuri. There's nothing to be afraid of. Maybe except for the knife that could be in her pocket trying to maybe stab me or something. You have a beautiful home, Mikey. Thanks. I'll admit that I did some tidying up before you came over. After all, I wouldn't want your first visit to be to a disaster zone. I smile at her as I say this, but she seems hung up on something. First visit? Did you say something? No. I appreciate your consideration, but I could have helped you clean. I actually find it quite relaxing. Really? That's alright. And if that's the case, if you ever feel like taking a spa day, you could pay a visit to Sayori's room. Oh, because her room's probably a mess, okay. She lives near here, is that correct? Yep, she lives in that house right there. Literally right next door. I point through the window at Sayori's house. I see. I can understand how you've become such good friends after being near each other for so long. Yeah. We just sort of gravitated towards each other as kids. Eventually our parents became friends too, and everything just took off from there. How nice. Sweating over there? I saw some sweat on your cheek there. Speaking of your parents, are they here? I haven't seen anyone else since I've come in. No, they're out of town on business right now. Yuri takes just a little too long to ponder this. Uh-oh. She might be thinking something weird. We all know what happens in these kind of situations. I think everybody knows. Sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. I could invite Sayori over if you want. Don't worry, it's alright. I'm gonna push you on the bed and then make you mine. Sayori tells us about how not threatening you are. Hey! What's that supposed to mean? Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Hey, it's alright, Yuri. I was only joking. In fact, I like seeing you like that. Like that? Yeah, you know, smiling and joking around. You're really pretty when you smile. Cringe. I suddenly feel all the blood in my body flowing through my face as I realized what I just said. Thankfully, Yuri seems to be having the same problem. Yep, there's the blush. Thanks, Mikey. And don't mention it. I was hoping my laugh would help diffuse the tension, but she still seems pretty stiff. Oh, and I was gonna ask, would you like a snack or maybe something to drink before we start the movie? I'll take some tea. Of course, tea. Of course you do. If you have it. Should have guessed. Yeah, probably. Coming right up. I head over to the kitchen and stand still to look around. I spot the tea set sitting behind the sink and making my way over to it. Huh, we have a tea set, huh? I grab the kettle and rinse it out before refilling it with water. As I'm doing this, I hear footsteps approaching me. Need a hand? She seems to have relaxed some, thank goodness. Sure. Can you turn on one of the stove eyes for me? I proceed to hear the knob on the stove click as she flips on one of the eyes. Once the kettle has been filled, I start to hand it to Yuri. Here, I was gonna look for the tea packages. Alright. Got to close this. I rummage through the cabinets until I come across some tea bags. Yuri has a lot of surprise on her face as I hand it to her. Oolong? Oh. The oolong tea, huh? That's the tea she usually drinks. Huh? Oh yeah, my mom drinks it whenever she gets a headache. I see. I'm actually quite fond of oolong myself. Yeah, I know that. I'm glad to hear it. I do try to be a good host after all. She giggles as I flash a dumb smile. She really is pretty when she smiles. If she keeps this up, I might not be able to handle it. Wow. Yuri places the tea bags into the kettle and places it on the eye. Not my eye. I'll shut up now. After a while, the kettle begins to whistle and she takes it off. I made a stupid joke out of that, by the way. Meanwhile, I'm entranced by her surprisingly elegant movements. I try to repress the hope that something does happen between us. Oh. I'm on a mission right now. I have to focus. My nerves settle some as she begins pouring a cup of tea for me and herself. Be careful. It's pretty hot. Thanks, Yuri. I blow on the tea a little and take a sip. It tastes pretty good, but my head feels kind of funny as I drink it. She didn't bring pills, did she? She better not have drugged me. Soon after, I feel a light throbbing in my eyes. Uh-oh. Damn it, what now? Or it could be just like those headaches usually that we're getting in this mod so far. Same with Monica. Is the tea okay? I glance up at her and notice the look of concern on her face. Yeah, the tea's really good. I just thought of something is all. I understand. Is everything alright? Yep, everything's good. Yeah, besides my throbbing ass headache, I'm not sure if you drugged me, but I ain't causing any accusations right now. Thanks for asking, Yuri. I appreciate it. It's fine, after all. That's what friends are for, right? Seeing her like this makes my heart beat faster. Yeah. And I'm lucky to have you one what are you reading today? To have one as good as you. Do you? Do you mean that? Why, of course I do. I'm not the type of person to say something like that Jesus Christ. Insincerely. I mean it, Yuri, honestly. Bullshit. Thank you, Mikey. Damn it. That's not what I was hoping for. I'm glad to have you as a friend as well. Hey, I certainly hope so. I am quite a catch after all. You're beginning to sound like Natsuki. Oof. I hope that isn't a sensitive subject after what happened today. As if she read my mind, Yuri continues. And don't worry about what happened today. We made up after the club ended. Sorry I behaved like that. I don't know what... It's fine. I don't think anything less of either of you. It just goes to show that you're passionate about your writing. And I can't be mad about something like that. But I was a bitch. Listen, Yuri, maybe what I said yesterday. You girls are like family. And like a family, I expect you to disagree sometimes. It's okay because I know you still care about each other. She takes a moment to gather her thoughts. God damn it. I hope my speech worked. I don't want her to feel guilty the entire time she's here. Thank you, Mikey. I can't help but notice that the way she said that seemed more sincere. We stand there looking at each other for a while before I remember why it is I invited her over. Yeah, you idiot. Hey, I guess it would be a good idea to watch that movie at some point. Huh? Oh, I suppose it would be. I lead her into the living room, teacups in hand. I pick up the remote and take a seat on the couch against the wall. Yuri, unsure of what to do, takes a seat on the couch opposite of me. Ready? Mm-hmm. With her approval, I begin the movie. I forgot what the movie was supposed to be. Was it supposed to be based off something that we read a book with her or something? It was supposed to be based off this or something? I forget. After watching it for a while, I can't help but notice everything looks a little off. Not only that, but Yuri hasn't said a word since it started and has been sneaking glances at me. I need to do something. Once I build up some nerve, I begin my song and dance routine. Man, this sunlight is cooking me live. I stand up from my couch and walk over to the one Yuri is seated at. Wow, you're really just gonna go like that, huh? Really smooth. Once there, I plop down right next to her. What the fuck do you think you're doing? You don't mind if I sit here, do you? No. I mean, shit. Sorry, of course you can sit there. Thanks. I say this even though I was already sitting here when I asked. Wow. Yuri stays tense for a while, but as the movie continues, she loosens up some. She even points out differences between the movie and the book and laughs occasionally. She's got a sharp eye, and I can't help but admire her. About halfway through the movie, I noticed that we've scooted closer to each other. Oh. What should I do? Should I put my arm around her? Maybe that'd be a little too awkward. A little bit. No, it's too soon for that. Yeah. She probably doesn't even realize that we're sitting this close. Probably not. I blush as I hear her laughing at the movie. Why is my heart beating so fast? And why do my eyes feel like this? I can feel a throbbing sensation in the back of my eyes and realize my vision has become warped. It's probably those fucking headaches we were getting when we were during the time we were at the park with Sayori. What the fuck is going on? Does this have something to do with the migraine from yesterday? Right when I say that? Is it like the fuck? Is it like a side effect or... My thought process grinds to a halt as I feel something warm against my shoulder. I look over and realize that Yuri has begun to lean against me. Oh. Okay, so she's the one who wanted to start being awkward before we did. The heat coming off of my face right now is probably melting an ice cap somewhere. Yuri? Oh god! That was a little... I wasn't expecting that to be so up close. Huh? She seems way too much closer than all the others. Oh, the music stopped. She turns her face towards mine. We're so close together I could feel her breathing on my neck. Why do I feel dizzy all of a sudden? This moment, however, doesn't last. Oh! Yup. Sorry, I didn't realize. I didn't mean to. Yuri. I wasn't paying attention. It's easier to lean against something since my back. Yuri, you probably hate me now. I'll leave if you want me to. Yuri! Oh my god. She freezes when she hears me raise my voice. Sad music. Great. Mikey. It's alright, Yuri. You didn't do anything wrong. No, I should have asked. I didn't mean to invade your personal space. My heart hurts as I see shame in her eyes. Listen to me, it's alright. You weren't invading my personal space. In fact, I'm glad you did what you did. Glad what you did? Did I read that right? I have no idea. It was nice. I could feel Antarctica falling apart as my face heats up even more. What a way to say that. Nice? Well, yeah. It was comfortable, you know? I see. Several seconds pass without us making eye contact. Luckily, the TV saves the day as we both return our attention to it after a while. Damn it, I shouldn't have opened my big mouth. If things are awkward between us now, I'm gonna beat my own ass. Yuri tries to stifle a laugh, but the job's already been done. Ha! Seeing her laugh relax all my nerves, and I can't help myself from doing the same. She looks at me confused for a while, but can't stop herself from joining in. Does she look confused here? Does she look confused? We sit there laughing together for several seconds. I have no clue what is going on in the movie, but honestly, I don't think she does either. Once we've both finished, we return our attention to the TV. Oh god! Not 2 minutes go by before I once again find myself serving as a support for here. What the hell? If not now, then when? I wrap my arm around her, who, to my surprise, responds by nudging deeper into my shoulder. Of course. Everything gets awkward. Her hair smells nice. Now everything gets creepy. I smile as I think this and have to repress a giggle. You know what? Screw my eyes. Screw the pain. If I drop dead right now, I'd die happy. Jeez. I know it's selfish, but it's the truth. Oh my god, why is everything so black and white now? We continue to sit like this through the end of the movie. By this point, I'm practically colorblind, and my eyes feel like they're in a toaster. But fuck it, you won't kill my mood. About halfway through the credits, I decide to ask, so what did you think of the movie? I withdraw my arm as Yuri begins to straighten up. I have to strain just to see her clearly. I enjoyed it, but she's not black and white. Perhaps not as much as the book, but I still thought it was it was a good film. Well, I'm happy to hear that you liked it. And thank you for showing it to me. Don't mention it. In fact, I should be thanking you for watching it with me. Huh? Why is that? Well, you know, I enjoy your company. She quickly looks away to hide the blush on her face. I can't blame her though, because I do the same. I enjoyed your company as well. We both sit inside. Got caught up in my throat that time. Sit in silence for a moment as some of the tension dissipates. I think that is. I don't know. Would you still like to discuss the book? Oh, yes. I actually brought my copy of it with me. Yuri opens her bag and begins to search through it. While she's searching, I notice the light reflect off something shiny. Probably just some lipstick. Nope. It can't be anything like that if we're mentioning it. She looks up at me after digging through it for about a minute. I'm sorry. I must have forgotten to put it in my bag before I left my house. Don't worry about it. I can go check to see if I still have my copy. I stand up from the couch before she has time to object. I immediately regret my decision to stand up fast as I feel lightheaded. I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna pass out on the floor in my room, aren't we? I head toward the stairs and make my way up them slowly. Everything's still black and white. The panic doesn't set in until I reach my bedroom. There's no way I have a copy of that book. All that knowledge came out of nowhere. Even though I know that I don't have the book, I search through my room hoping that a copy materializes from thin air. It's possible Dad has a copy of it in his study, but the door is probably locked. Renting a movie is one thing, but I had hell to pay if I broke in there. After looking for a little while longer, I finally accept defeat. Damn, I'm sure we could still discuss it without the book. I tell myself this as I leave my room. That was pointless. About halfway down the steps, I see Yuri tugging at the wrist of her sleeve. Oh, God. We all know what that is. She turns to face me as I reach the final step. Sorry, I guess I must have misplaced it at some point. It's quite alright. We can still discuss it from memory. If you want. Sounds good to me. I reclaim my seat next to her and we begin our discussion. We go over the differences between the book and movie, things we thought the book did better, and occasionally rewound the movie to point out certain details. Everything's still black and white. After talking about it for a while, I feel my stomach growl. I'm hungry. Hey Yuri, would you like anything to eat while we're here? Well... She pulls her phone out to check the time. I actually should be leaving soon. I should be home before dinner. Alright. I stand up from my couch and stretch my arms. Alrighty. That was the most awkward day of my life. Let's start heading out. I suppose I won't waste any more of your time. You're not wasting. Yuri stops as she realizes I was only joking. Hey, looks like you caught on to me, huh? She stands up with a confidence in that I rarely see in her. It looks as though you're going to have to try harder. Hey, well, I can't say no if it's for you. God, that was cheesy. No kidding. I walk with her to the door, but stop her before she leaves. Last time I walked outside with a girl, things didn't end well. Yeah, we all know, probably. Is something wrong, Mikey? Listen, about today, I had a really good time, and Yuri stares at me as I try to compose myself. Maybe we could do this again sometime. It doesn't have to be a movie, we could read or just hang out together. As I try to regain my confidence, she simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Mikey. She takes a step closer to me, then softly squeezes my hand. Oh no. Here we go. I kind of like that about you. Well... I kind of like a lot of things about you. Did we really just... Before I have to think, Yuri leans in and kisses me. We really just did. Oh, God. As I return her kiss, all the world around me seems to melt away. In this instant, all my problems simply cease to exist. The pain in my eyes, my poor vision, the migraine, the time travel, the impossibility of my situation, so many things, it all just disappears. Right now, it's just me and Yuri. We pull away from each other after what suddenly seems like not enough time. Mikey, I can feel the stupid grin on my face, but at this moment, I fail to care. It's alright, Yuri. I'm really glad you came over. So am I. And I look forward to do it again. I feel the same way. The way how she just disappeared. After a quick hug and saying our goodbyes, Yuri leaves and I close the door behind her. I should probably let her get down. Wait. What was he gonna say? I should probably let her get down the street before I... that's when he starts saying that. Woohoo! Hell yeah! My celebration is cut short as I feel an intense pain in my head during a jumping fist pump. Woohoo! Oh, my head! It takes all the strength I have to not collapse onto the floor. Deal with headache and eyes first, celebrate second. Now that she's gone, the gravity of my poor vision kicks in. What if I'm going blind? But why would it happen now if it didn't last time? It could be just going colorblind, not just blind. I continue to contemplate this as I reacquaint myself with the bottle of painkillers. I down 2 pills and pour myself a glass of water. Glass in hand, I make my way back to the living room. My self-diagnosis begins as I take a seat on the couch. Can this black and white shit just stop? I know distorted vision and sensitivity to light are symptoms of a migraine, but this is pretty much total color blindness. I could still see Yuri pretty well if I strained my eyes, but I can't imagine doing that the whole time was good for me. I began to pull out my phone to look up my symptoms, but decide against it. It would probably just tell me the worst possible alternatives, and that I've only got a week to live. Wow. I lie down on the couch and stare at the ceiling. After about a minute, I feel my eyelids getting heavy. Do migraines usually hurt the eyes, or is it just exertion? Maybe. No, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. He's slowly gonna pass out. I think he just did. Oh, back in the Monica here. What is this feeling? That voice. My body quivers at the thought. It was so familiar. Yet it sounded like it was far away. Like it was shouting down a tunnel. It asked what I saw on the other side, if I felt trapped. Oh, where last recording session, Monica kind of saw something different when we were going over her poem. I forgot about that part, to be honest, until she just started saying these things. And he didn't even realize it had happened. He must have thought I had seen a ghost. Yeah, he said that, actually. Why am I laughing? What happened today was nothing short of insane. Still, this feeling of warmth won't go away. That voice wasn't from the other side, it came from him. Maybe he really is like me, and he just doesn't know it. The thought of Mikey being the same as me sends a tingling feeling through my body. Maybe he's the reason that the jealousy isn't as bad as it normally is by now. Who knows, maybe happiness can be found after all. I clutch my fist as I say this, though I'm not sure if it's out of hope or fear. As I do, I also feel the dwindling pain in my eyes. Oh, now oh yeah, we're still seeing black and white, so she's getting the same thing. I just realized that. If he is like me, I wonder if he feels this too. I sigh as I lay my arms and head down on my desk. Maybe I could talk to him tomorrow. Just me and him, together, off script. Butterflies sprout up in my stomach as I as I plan out a conversation in my head. Mikey, How's it? Alright. Good conversation. Good talk.